You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Orange is the New Black After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Orange is the New Black After Show.
The animal. Drop, drop, drop till the cage is full. The cage is full. The cage is you. Every looking nigga on you. You got time.
Somebody was a little sharp.
Somebody was a little flash, a little sharp.
I think I was a little sharp.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, after buzzers, and welcome to the second season of Netflix original series, Orange is the New Black, episode 4, entitled A Whole Other Whole. Whole as in W-H-O-L-E, other whole, H-O-L-E.
Yes.
You saw the episode, you know exactly what that means. I'm your host, Thaddeus Massey, and joining me today is...
Hey guys, it's Emma K.
What's up? It's me, Megan Thomas.
Hey, it's Scott Moore.
Sorry, that probably was like the most annoying introduction that we've probably ever done, like, as a group. Anyway, so...
I'm going to scream as you know word.
Litchfield. We're having an anatomy conversation in the cafeteria about the anatomy of a woman. Wasn't there a movie called The Anatomy of a Woman?
Probably. I don't think they were talking about pee holes versus vagina holes.
Marissa, was there a movie called Anatomy of a Woman? Could you look at that up on IMDb?
Sorry, what was that?
Anatomy of a Woman. Wasn't there a movie called Anatomy of a Woman? Anyway.
There's Anatomy of a Murder.
Whole other show.
Okay.
Whole other
Right.
show.
So, yeah, the girls, all the black girls are talking about... Well, actually, how it starts was Poussey comes up with this contraption.
Right.
That a woman could actually stand up and and use the bathroom like a man in a urinal. Now, I actually want to go and patent this thing that she came up with.
No, there's actually something like that already.
There is.
Yeah. And it's used, I've seen it because it's like for women, like when you're traveling.
Yeah.
So you can like a man, you can
In a
just
bottle?
pee. Yeah, you could just pee in a bottle.
Yeah.
So they have it to where a woman can
I
just
can pee
Yeah.
like
in
when
a
you're traveling
bottle.
in a car.
Right.
Ladies, wear those Spanx that have the holes.
Right? Wear
my
your
God.
holy
Oh,
underwear.
jeez.
But yeah, I think it's funny. So they're like having this conversation. Now everyone's talking about like, what pee doesn't come out of the same hole as your vagina?
And I love the fact that a man
But, hold
is
on.
the one who knows so much more about a vagina
Well, no,
than
look.
the rest of
But
us.
that
No,
makes
but
sense.
it makes sense because one, she was a former man, so she explored the region. She has a wife.
Scott, ding ding.
Ding,
Next.
ding, ding. Two, she had her own handcrafted, so she knew exactly what she wanted,
Ding, ding, ding.
how to look. So
Right.
there we go. Like, she has it from both sides there, so she's going to be the
Right.
most knowledgeable on
This
that.
is
Sophia
true.
built a vagina.
Yeah,
That's
so she wanted to make
true.
sure she knew all about it.
It would make sense for, the opposite sex to know exactly because
exactly.
that's, your job to please or whatever. But how many
And you see
females,
it.
I want to know,
I'm
thought
sorry,
about it
I don't
for
think
one.
more-
Hold on a second. How many... How many females
Go
thought
ahead.
for a second, like, oh, really? Like, how many is there? I think women probably stopped and thought to themselves that they knew the answer, but when they started explaining, they're like, oh, okay.
But you know what's crazy is the fact that none of these women have ever looked at their own vaginas.
Right.
And like
But
I
JJ.
remember, I'll tell you, when I was like 13, I had never looked at my own vagina. I thought it was all the same thing down there. You just never really look. And then when you finally look, you're like, oh my gosh, like this is what my vagina looks like. This is a vagina and it's mine. It's really crazy. And this is my vagina. It's just weird. It's like you don't look at your private. I mean, as a man, you guys look at your private parts because it's there every day.
Well, it's right there, and it's
Right,
easier.
for women, we got
Right.
like,
You gotta look at
It's easier to
mirrors.
inspect.
Right, you have exactly. It's not easy to inspect. So
Right, it's different.
Right, but it makes me laugh because I'm like, these women are grown. You know what I mean? Like they've never seen their own vaginas. Ladies, you got to know what you're working with. You got to know your body. Look at your vagina.
But I think it's part of that thing too, because it's always there, and I think that's kind of what it was bringing up, is that it's always there, and so you don't really look at it. It's sort of like you just
take for granted.
take it for granted, or it's like, it's like having
Yes.
the living by Disneyland but never going because you're like, it's always there. It's that same thing. It's
That's
like,
true.
the fun is, it's there, but you just don't think about it any more than that.
Moral of the
It's just
story:
with you all
ladies,
the time.
explore. Don't take your vagina for granted.
Well, it's like what Fried Green Tomatoes, the movie, when they're, the whole with Kathy Bates' character going through the menopause, and they're all like, ladies, you need to look, take a mirror. It was like, it's that kind of thing too. So it brings it back to even
I'm
these
sure if
grown
you
women
asked
that never
Nikki,
looked.
she would have known exactly where it was.
Well, of course.
Or Big
She
Boo.
aims to please.
Or Big Boo.
Yes,
Right.
of
They would
course.
have been able to explain it too.
I love how Piper thought she knew the answer. She's like,
Yeah.
oh, what?
Right. You're like, oh, wait a minute. Actually, what is the answer? Yeah.
But Poussey knew.
I mean, she should.
Of course.
Why do you think she wouldn't know?
Poussey was on point. Mm-hmm.
She's trying to brand, make a product, so of course she has to know.
Right.
They were just doing the most with the whole tasty in the bathroom with the mirror, and oh my gosh, she's so cute. And I was like, what?
Which I think is funny. All of them were like, oh, I want to see mine. Like, they all want to see their vaginas.
Poussey was like, oh, you want me to come and help you find it? She's like, no.
No.
Like, I got it. I'm good.
And she said it with like a straight face too. Like she was like, look, this is where. Like, I'll help you find it. Let me help you find it, tasty.
Right.
Yes, that was very, very funny.
It was.
The whole little surrounding
Conversation.
vaginal story, B storyline.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
liking more and more is how everyone is opening up, and it just seems like just right when it's becoming one big family, you have V coming in that's going to destroy it all.
Exactly.
But even the white girls, how Lorraine, she was like so comfortable, like, oh, you guys are crazy. I need a like camera or a phone to videotape this. I'm like, she probably would have never talked in season one.
Right.
Walked out of the bathroom, just to make sure she was in the same room with them. But
Right.
now everyone just feels so comfortable and they're getting along.
And it
kinda
seems like,
like,
this is what happens when you have nothing to do all day. When you have a bunch of women in the same place.
Exactly.
This is the type of conversation.
Yeah,
Now
it's either
every
that-
group, old, young, whatever,
Yeah.
they're all talking about.
It's like being on a reality
Basic.
show.
Right.
You can't
Things.
talk. You can't get on the internet. You can't get on the
Yeah.
computer. You
Right.
can't do anything hardly. Everything is like the littlest subject matter is like
It spreads like wildfire.
It becomes like this huge topic,
Right.
and now it becomes an event.
Right.
Like it became an event. It went from
did.
a conversation to an event where
To a
everybody's like,
classroom
To a
seminar
by
training.
Sophia.
Taught by Professor Sophia.
Yes, with
the irony of that.
picture and
Right.
The irony.
the details. That made the
And
most
she, had,
sense.
and she had the the
I'm
board.
surprised she
board,
didn't have like
pointer.
a live visual
Yeah.
I know,
instead of
right?
the drawing.
Hold on, so question. Did Sophia get the change or she was going to get the change? That's why I didn't understand.
We
Did
assume
she?
that she did.
No, she had.
did.
She,
She
would've-
has gotten the
She had to
full
get a
change.
change.
Okay.
The
That she
reason
did.
she was in jail, they've actually they went to her backstory last season.
I know, but
actually.
they said that she was, basically stealing credit card information to get it
No,
done.
To
But-
fund-
she did
to
because
fund
remember
her.
how the hormone pill she wasn't getting it and she was really
She tried to
pissed
get it from the
off about.
nun.
I know,
Yeah.
I know that, but I'm saying
We're talking about the
that
actual
doesn't have
vagina.
to do with the actual vagina
Yeah, that's-
being.
She would have to be in a,
structured.
she would have to be in a men's jail, in a men's prison.
Yeah.
If she had the actual vagina.
Okay.
Oh, really?
I mean,
I would
she-
have
if
figured
she had
if
the-
you had the marker changed to female, you could be. I don't know the rules. So.
Right. To be in a female prison.
Actually, you know what?
guess.
I would have to, do some research.
I think
on
it could
that. Let
depend
you
on the
ask that-
state too. So
Okay,
who
well
knows?
then let us know. Yes, let us know. Did Sophia get the change for sure? Because we never really understood that. Maybe we're missing something. But let
Yeah.
us know. Did Sophia get the change
Did she
of
have the change?
life? Did she have it for
424-253-0504.
Yes.
Right, Marissa? 424-253-0504.
That's right.
Yes.
Look at that. Good memory.
Call us. Let us
Yeah.
know. And also subscribe to our iTunes channel. Our link to Orange is the New Black on AfterBuzz TV. It's really easy. Look for us, Orange is the New Black, AfterBuzz. Click subscribe. It's free, and you'll always get our podcast. And make sure you comment and you rate.
Please.
Give us 5 stars. Let us know what you think.
Definitely. 5 stars and the comments because I love hearing the comments. We love it. We love to know what you guys think.
Yes.
Answer some of our questions we have.
Yes, please.
Please. And speaking of women,
Yeah.
If you want to get to know your body better.
right? Look at this. Look at this beautiful book right here.
Yes.
Ooh, it's Maria's book.
I don't think they cover the anatomy in there, but
No,
of
but
the
they,
vagina, but
No,
they
but
do
they-
cover some other things.
but they do help you like lose weight.
Yes.
With some
Yes.
great tasty recipes, some good workout routines.
Great fitness tips, great
Awesome,
diet
awesome,
tips.
awesome. Not just for the ladies though, it's for the guys too. You can all take some advice from this book. Go
Even though
check
it's
it
called
out.
Every Girl's Guide
Yes,
to Diet
every
and
girl's
Fitness.
guide, but guys can get from it too.
Yes.
Because of course it's written by the beautiful Maria Menounos. So go check it out at any bookstore near you, on Amazon. Have it delivered right to your doorstep. good stuff right here.
Yeah.
Yes, and at your friendly neighborhood bookstore, it should be there. And if it's not there, it's sold out. You waited too long. You got to order
That's
it on
right. I have to
Amazon.
find out what it was. Last week it was number 4 in the New York Times. I don't know. I didn't look today to see what it's listed, but it's definitely up there.
Yes, it is.
So, back to vaginas.
It's not vaginas anymore.
What is it?
What is it now?
But what did she call it? She said it's
Vajayjay?
no.
El Nana?
Wait, what?
Punani?
Who called
Okay,
it what?
anyway.
Who?
I'm getting slang. Anyway, let's talk about the big backstory for this episode, which is
OMG.
Lorna Morello.
Lorna Morello. Now, she actually is in contention for craziness with Crazy Eyes. You know, after this, you know, you already knew that. I don't know. For me, I don't know about you guys, but we talked about this off camera a little bit. When I saw her whole demeanor last season, she was just so obsessed with this wedding and all this, but yet she was still hooking up with Nikki in the church and all this stuff. I'm just like, something is not right, obviously, because for one, she's locked up. We don't know why she's locked up, but she's obsessing over this one guy in this wedding the whole time while she's there. It was like nothing else existed.
But you know what? I didn't think that was out of the ordinary because there's nothing else to when you're in prison, you have nothing else to.
And that's what I thought she was looking for at the first in season 1. I started thinking, oh, she has this to look forward to. She has this, this is
that's
she's
what's
excited.
Keeping her going,
so,
keeping her alive, keeping her sane, or so I thought.
And you do
too.
need something to look forward to. I just thought she would. To me, it was like something was a little off.
But it was because when he never
Right.
visited, I started feeling like, why are they never showing him visit?
Well,
And, like,
Nikki
what's
was the
going
one I always
on?
used to say
Yeah,
that. And
it
if
was,
you're
like,
about to get
kinda
married
weird.
to somebody, your fiance is going to come visit.
Right.
Like if you're about to get married.
Yeah,
I mean, this
like
guy
Larry
is
did.
like,
Larry came
right.
to see
I mean,
his
there's
girlfriend.
family members that don't want to come visit that show up
Right.
visit. So if this guy's going to marry you and he loves you and all this other stuff, he hasn't come not like once.
Right.
Yeah, there was.
And Nikki
something
was
up there.
always challenging that.
Right.
And she would always get mad. Like mad in a way like when I remember I told my little cousins that WWE was fake and it wasn't real. It was like this denial that they knew, but it was like, no, it's real. I remember their little kids, I like totally like
And then you told
destroyed
Santa
them.
Claus and
You're
Easter Bunny
just
wasn't
a
really
killer
there.
of
You just
dreams.
No,
you
I
just
thought
dashed for them.
I thought they knew, and then I thought they knew the wrestling was like all. I just assumed that they knew.
Okay, Nikki.
And they were just destroyed.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. They're like
Okay,
9
you
and 10
dream
years old.
killer,
Well,
Nikki.
You
she-
are.
A dream killer,
Jeez.
Nikki.
She's definitely a good, actress from what we could see because I was totally
Yael Stone.
fooled.
She's the
I
bomb.
was too.
I thought
I
he
was
totally
too.
existed in
Right.
that capacity
Right,
for
in the
her.
first season, I really didn't. I thought this is
Right.
what she's looking forward to, and this
Right.
is like when she's
she's
getting
looking
out of
forward
jail,
to it,
she's gonna do
alright.
that,
And then when they show Morello's backstory of how she had all this credit card fraud, basically, like
That's every other girl in LA, New York, Jersey, Atlanta, Miami.
Okay.
But when I saw that, I thought that's what her crime was. I really
Yes.
felt like it.
Me too.
Her backstory totally threw me off.
Me too.
I had no clue.
It did.
too.
I didn't realize until the very last second, like, oh my
Right.
gosh, she's crazy.
She is, because I was thinking maybe they just grew
Crazy.
apart and she wasn't, because, obviously she's been in jail for a
Right.
while, and so then the wedding wasn't going to happen because of that. I had no
Right.
But
idea.
even like when they were in court and I realized what it was,
Yeah.
I still thought they dated and it just didn't
Yeah.
work out.
I did
It's like
too.
I didn't even go on a date
I
with
know.
her.
I was like, that's
Right.
crazy.
We
No, he
would've had
said he did
One
go.
coffee.
They would've
for
had
5
coffee one
minutes.
time.
Yeah.
And then
You
he
know.
realized she was cray cray.
Yeah.
He didn't
I'm
want
like-
to. He didn't want to take it any further.
Yeah.
He just took her to coffee, and that was it.
Right, and even when she was packing up, you see when she's talking to her sister, she's going to Atlantic City for
Yeah.
the weekend to see him. Like, I really thought she was.
I
I
did
was like,
too.
oh, how cute! She's
So I
very
wanna know
pretty
what happened
woman.
then.
Cute
She-
outfit.
no,
That's what they
he
said in
said.
court. He said he went.
He
She
went
threw it
with
with
his
his
girlfriend, who's now he's
girlfriend.
getting married to.
Right, and so of course Morello shows up in Atlantic City
Yeah.
and goes
Leaves notes on the
crazy.
cars.
Yeah.
Notes on the car,
Stalking.
and then after that, she ends up putting the bomb under his girlfriend's car. So she showed up to Atlantic City thinking, I'm going to go see my man when he
Right.
was going there with his girlfriend.
See, that's his fault because he just never took her to get coffee anyway.
But how did he know
I
she was
don't know. I
crazy?
know. One time.
Right.
Whoa.
He didn't know she was
are you
a
talking about?
nutcase.
Crazy radars.
But right, the fact that he had to move twice, he had to change his
I know,
numbers.
that's
Like,
insane.
like
He didn't
that's
even have a
serious
dog.
stalking.
I guess that's just me because I got crazy radar.
I guess so. But I just, it was so funny though.
I was like,
good enough.
no.
But that's a true crazy lady as they're in court. She keeps smiling at Christopher like,
Yeah.
While she's like a defendant.
And then,
I'm like,
and then
you
she's,
know he's there to put you away,
Exactly.
right?
And then she's telling the
he's
attorney.
exaggerating.
She is. I know,
It's
she's
not
like,
quite
it's not quite like that.
I'm like,
he's being so dramatic.
Right.
I'm like,
and then,
oh
of
my
course, her
God.
sister and all the crazy kids. There's some kids in the back.
Yeah.
Just sitting there in court.
But she seemed normal. Like when she
Right.
walked into the house and, you know, her sister had like the kids and the dad was like watching. She's like, I'm surprised this kid is even still alive. You know, why are you letting, you know,
Morello seems the most sane in her family.
And her mom was sick, obviously, and, you know, so she seemed like the one that
But then again, she went to see Twilight
for the 14th times. Exactly. That was my indicator right there. I said, see, she's crazy.
Well, if they said Titanic, I would have been like, oh, sure. You know, like everyone from
fantasy,
college group, I went to see Titanic.
But she's obviously older than 13, so to see Twilight like that many times, obviously it's like something's wrong.
Right.
It's a red flag. I don't know.
Right.
I was like, she's a lady of leisure.
And I just thought it was one of her, she just wanted to escape the craziness of her life.
Yeah,
with
I thought
this
it was
dysfunctional family, like the crazy loud family. You got this big, huge Italian family. Everybody's in your business. Everybody lives there. Your crazy sister.
That's what she just wanted to go to the movie to get away from everybody because it was not that expensive, and you just want to get away. And she was, I thought, you know, like a lot of women were into Twilight, so I was just like, okay. And
it's really funny how they did a really good job with the writing of throwing us off and making us think that they had to do like credit card fraud or something like that, because I really thought it was that, and I'm like, this is a lesson to all you ladies out there. Unfortunately, writers, you guys just encourage the ladies that already do this because that's not what she got busted for.
Right.
And she's gonna, and there you guys are gonna continue to buy outfits and wear them to events, and then be like, no, I'm not wearing.
That's a lot of
brilliant though, in how she did the return. She's like, well,
but that lets you know
that's like the oldest game in the book. That's old school.
But that's not an easy. I was gonna say that's not necessarily an easy thing that'll continuously work because you got to really go to a lot of different things. Because if you keep going to the same place or saying, oh,
you just use different credit cards,
right? But it's a lot. It's a lot of work.
But yeah, and she's such a good liar. She doesn't blink when she's on the phone telling them that I never received that as she's holding the shoe. Like she's a good liar, so you know she's
but that's
very
also
good
part
at
of going crazy, though.
That's what I'm saying. She's very delusional. She's good at it. She knows she's delusional.
She's not that good at it because she's lost her mind. Because she's lost her mind. She's crazy. She's crazy.
She's certified.
She is.
She's certified.
But she's good. But what she does is what you're saying, like to be able to go through and continuously do that with the clothes and the shoes, and you know, have and be on top of it all. You got to have a little bit of crazy, but you got to have a little bit of
But yeah, let's talk about her.
Yeah, let's talk
her
driving off.
Exactly. I was gonna say that.
And I was thinking, is this the first time she's ever thought of that? Like, she's obviously had to take Rosa to the hospital. Like, how many times?
Okay, well, hold on. Here's the thing.
How often do you do chemo?
Here's the thing.
Once a month.
Okay, so every month she's been doing
Here's
that.
the thing.
Well,
it's not. I'm sure it's not. It's not about it being the first time. Think about the stimulus that happened. She got told that he's getting married to somebody else.
So that
took
now
away
that
pushed
reality.
her exactly like. What?
Because before that, she had the possibility, he could end up with me. But now it's like official now that he's getting married to someone else. And also, it could have worked out that now she had the time too.
You don't go back to Jessica Simpson once you had Rihanna. She's like, well, Rihanna, I know Rihanna's black. Like, I'm like, oh my God, the sister's stupid. I know. And for her to say, like, I know Rihanna's black, like, you don't get the reference that she's talking about. It's like, she says she's a whore, and she's likening Rihanna to being loose. And that's why she's saying you don't go back to Jessica Simpson once you... I'm like, wow, the sister, no one on that family is really that.
Right. They're not that smart.
They're not that sharp.
We know that. We get that.
We do get that. But she had the opportunity this time, too, because of the length of time that the treatment takes, because I think this is one of the only times that she was really not attended. I mean, for the past month.
How did she find the house? That's
and that's why I feel like I am
Albany.
She's a stalker.
I'm more scared of her than I am afraid of anybody else. I'm more afraid of Morello.
Yes.
Because the fact that she has been able to leave every single time, every month, and has never gone off course, and never thought about driving. You know, we see that last season when Piper's like, they let her drive. Like, she's never thought about going anywhere crazy. So now this chick is very, very good at like, you know what? I'm going to be good. I'm going to be the model citizen inmate here. And now this chick is like looking on a map, finding a dude's house, breaking in the house, taking a bath.
With the veil on.
With the veil on.
Yeah.
This chick is nuts,
She is. I'm
scared of her. And did you guys think she was going to get caught?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I honestly
thought she was gonna hurt the fiance.
Right.
Like if she walked in through the door.
That's interesting. I thought
but she's not that crazy because she knew, like, let me get my ass out of here.
I thought they were
could be
gonna
in
do the
serious trouble
cliche
if they
thing.
find me.
So
she knows. She knows.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna kill herself.
I did too. At first, I did in the tub.
You see the tub, and then she put the veil on.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, she's gonna off herself.
At first, I did do the same. I thought the same thing that you did, and then afterwards, I was like, no, she's gonna escape. But I knew that they were gonna come home, even though it was the middle of the day, which I thought was odd. But she came home. They came home. But I still think she's gonna get caught. Obviously, there's just no way. There's no way she's not gonna get caught.
I mean, I think she's not gonna get caught.
I think she will be.
How?
Second time, if she decides to do it again.
If there was any cameras.
Wait,
well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Are there cameras in the house? We don't know.
Imagine she shows up to the wedding. I think she's gonna save
That's what I'm
that
saying.
free pass to show up to the wedding.
Somehow she's gonna get caught because either there were cameras in the house, whatever, the veil being on the. There's gonna be some weirdness that's gonna be caught because she left the veil on the street there in the hospital.
But
or
I feel like
something.
they wouldn't suspect her only because she is in prison. They're like, there's no way she got out to come in this house. We don't know who broke in, but whoever broke in was weird.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Unless they have cameras or something, but I feel like there's going to be a way because she has the driving privileges and because there was that 3-4 hour break there while Rosa was in chemo. So I don't know. I just felt like it was too easy for her to have done that and gotten away with that without the repercussions.
I think she's gonna have repercussions because I think she's gonna try and do it again.
Yeah, I agree.
You think so?
I think now I do because I think now, and that's what I'm saying. If it's not this time, she's gonna get caught because now she's gonna feel more bold the next time she does it.
Oh, I got another 3 hours next month. Please believe.
Because she got away with it this time, she's gonna be more bold,
Right.
and then
She's
gonna
gonna
go
show up
to
to
the
that
point.
wedding.
Mhm.
Yes.
I don't know
Something.
about that one. She cut it really, really close.
She did.
She
That's
did.
what I'm saying. I think she's gonna get caught. If it's not from this, she's gonna be bold on the next one. But either way, she's gonna get caught because it's gonna be too tough for her
Well,
to get away
I don't
with it.
think the next officer that goes with them is gonna be that.
No, but I think I don't think they always leave her unattended.
No,
Because
I
you
know,
remember
but the girl is very, what's her name?
Fisher?
Fisher is like very, like she's
Naive.
so naive and
She is.
a little bit
Right.
off. Like she doesn't really
Yeah.
pay attention to details versus the other guards. They're more,
I was like, hold on, what's his name? The one with the pedometer walking around?
I know.
What's his name?
I know, I can't
He's
think of his
better.
He's funny.
I don't think he paid.
10,000.
I don't know. I feel like it doesn't really matter who goes with her because she's always unattended. From what I gathered from what Fisher is saying is like, yeah, you know the drill. Like 3 hours, I'll be
But
back.
the thing that's interesting is that she did, like, you would think because Rosa was in there and she's sick that she would be left unattended or, more than
Right, I
her
would
with the
leave
car.
Look, Rosa, because you're not gonna get far, honey, if you do try to run.
But that's what I'm saying. It was odd to me because I'm like, okay, well, she could just drive off anywhere and go,
Right.
Burger King and get lunch. Like, it was just weird the fact that she had that
Burger
much
King.
freedom.
I mean, the only thing that I could think of is
Just
that they
drive
would
off.
check the miles, like they log in the miles of how
Right.
many
And
miles
the
you
gas.
drive
Yeah.
and the gas. So that would make sense.
Yeah,
well,
but-
that's
But
what
who knows?
I don't know if they do, but that's what I'm saying. There's going to be something there that she's going to get caught because it was just too perfect.
Maybe the
especially because,
robe in front of the hospital.
well, let's say the veil and robe or whatever that was left in front of the hospital. Like, something's there that's going to get her caught.
Right.
We'll see.
Bottom line.
We'll
I think
see.
she's gonna show up to the wedding and be one of the bridesmaids.
Right. That's funny.
She'll be the bride. When he
God,
lifts up the
can you
veil, it'll be her,
imagine?
and then
Oh, gosh.
they cut to the actual bride like laying in a closet, tied up,
exactly.
bound
She's
and
tied
gagged,
up. Oh my
God.
something
god.
like that. I don't know.
something crazy.
Morello.
It'll be interesting.
But
to see
you
what
know
happens
what?
with her.
And then when she goes back to, when they're watching the movie, she tells Yoga Jones, "Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do a veil for my whole."
I know. That was so great. Like, she's like,
That's
you
so
know, you get to see your
traditional.
pretty face. You have such a pretty face. No,
I was
like,
dying.
oh,
I'm
it
like,
was too.
oh my god.
It's nuts, yo.
God, that was so good.
But you know what? I do like that we get to see a little bit more about Rosa, Miss
Me too.
Rosa.
Yeah, that was.
You know what? Yeah,
I
I've
didn't
been.
know
a lot of
Latina.
experience.
You know what's so funny? You said that.
Latina.
I thought Rosa was Russian for some reason, or like
I thought she was Italian.
from like Eastern Europe
Italian.
or something
I did
like
too.
that.
I thought Italian.
I thought she was like Eastern Europe or something. I thought she was
Right,
like either like
European of some
yeah,
sort.
like Eastern
Right.
European or something. That's what I thought.
I think it's her deep voice.
Maybe it is the deep voice. I don't know, but she has a very interesting story.
Yeah.
She's a bank robber, yo.
Bank robber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something I would have never
Never guessed that either
suspected
with
or
her.
guessed. And
But I think that goes to show you how like everybody in prison has a story.
Right.
And
Yes, sir.
it's kind of sad that sometimes we're so consumed with our own lives that we forget to talk to other people. And so I love the fact that nobody that she sees on a daily basis knows anything about this woman who has seemingly phenomenal, crazy story and a crazy
Yeah.
life. But this little boy who's like just a little a-hole is...
he's just a little punk.
He's just
He's
a
a little-
kid.
he's-
And,
you know,
he's
he's a little
punk.
a-hole
but
kid.
also he's going through his own stuff,
Right.
and that was the only thing because at first I was like, what a little brat, but then I was thinking, okay, old lady, and he's sitting there wanting to play his game, and that was kind of typical, and he's going through his own treatment, so
Right.
some people are like, leave me alone. So yeah,
And
yeah,
then,
he's the one that opens up and wants to know.
But it's
once she tells
interesting
him.
why she opens up to him
Yeah.
versus,
Right.
anyone else.
Right. But you know what? But the reason is simple because she says when she's in the car with Morello, nobody ever asked me about
Yeah,
my story.
yeah.
Nobody ever asked
Nobody
me anything.
asked.
This little boy was like, I want to know. Hold on, what? You robbed a bank?
Rob-
What?
yeah.
like, he asked about it. So I think she's always been ready and willing to talk about herself, but it's like
she's
that's
always
all it
cared.
took. That's all it took
Well,
was
here's the
somebody
thing.
to ask.
She's
Right,
always quiet. She's low key. She's going through treatment and recovery, and she's I'm sure the cancer is taking a toll on her. So she's not very active.
Right.
She's just kind of like sitting around, like just going through the motions. And she in prison they probably treat her like dead men walking kind of thing, where they just kind of like she's
about to die.
a non-factor kind of situation. So she doesn't really get that kind of interaction. She can't fight for anybody. No one needs to fight for her. It's just she's not really useful as far as any of the. I mean, she probably doesn't even participate in any of the.
No,
right?
Like,
She just lays there.
because you're tired, and especially after
can't.
treatment and everything, and you're tired. You can't do those type of things, and so you can't work. And so she is kind of isolated on her own there, which was sad, and it was kind of nice of this episode to be able to bring that to light.
But I'm liking her backstory so far the most, which is really.
Nothing that we've heard except she's a bank robber.
Yeah.
Well, I like that.
I do too.
That to me is exciting because that's something I was totally not expected
And
from
she
her.
said when? The first time or this last time?
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah, because you're thinking, it was one time, or whatever. And then she said that, I'm like, oh wow,
Rose is
like
a bad
this
chick.
is her.
Well, you gotta remember,
Badass. She
anybody
was
that's a
so
little bit
professional.
older, they've probably did some stuff that
for a
was
long time.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why the little youngsters, like, look, if any of you little crooks out there, any little badasses out there, you're getting locked up or something like that.
Go get a mentor in prison.
Respect the OGs. They probably did something really bad because they're still in there.
still there.
They've been there for a long time.
And they did things a long time ago.
Nobody does stupid crimes when they're old. They don't do stupid petty crimes, get locked up for a year or two when they're old. They've probably been in there for doing something heinous when they were young, and they've been there for like 30 years.
Right.
So remember that in case something happens. So God forbid.
Respect those elders.
Respect those prison elders.
But I do think Rosa might die in prison. We might see that.
I know.
They might kill her off at the end of the season.
We'll
I hope
see.
not. I
We'll
mean,
see.
I hope she's still around.
She did say she was going to die in there.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
did say that.
She told Morello, like, look, you're going to get
You're
out
young.
of luck too.
You're
young.
beautiful. You move on.
And I think actually that was good. That was like a reality check, because as crazy as Morello is in this whole situation that she's dealing with, it's like, dude, get over this guy or whatever the hell you're going. You have a life. You're young. You
move
have
on.
potential to move forward
a lot
from
of
whatever.
other things.
Exactly. So I think in Morello, you saw that she looked and she kind of like reflected on it,
Right.
but.
From that brief moment.
and that's probably what
like,
triggered her to go see him.
Yeah.
She was like, I gotta get this out of my system.
I just think it's funny though how she goes to sleep with her hair rolled up and she like has this routine of beautifying herself. And I was really like, yo, Morello is like
With the fashion mag, she always has fashion.
She always has her
mag.
mag.
like
Yep.
she's really cute. So I really thought she was sane. But
I did
yeah.
too. I was sad to see
she
that.
had
I was
me
like,
fooled, honey.
whoa. I had us all fooled.
She had us all fooled. Yes.
Okay, so moving forward, Piper and Soso get their bunk assignments.
Right.
And
boy.
when they're on their way to getting assigned, it was so funny. Like, Piper's like, oh my gosh, don't put me with her. And I was trying the same thing for her. I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to probably strangle this girl in her sleep if she ends up bunking with her. But she ends up getting assigned with Red, which is very interesting considering their history with the tampon, Egg McMuffin, and her trying to starve her out. And, just how they've come to this somewhat of an agreement. Like, Red tried to flex on her, like, in the beginning.
Right. And she was not
But
having
then
it.
Piper's demeanor and how she handled it was just like,
I'm over you.
I'm not the same Piper that
Right.
first got here kind of
Right.
thing. And then Red just had to be, I think Red is just kind of tired also at the same time. It's like,
But she was right. Like, what is she going to do? Starve her?
You're right.
Right. She has no power anymore.
There's
right?
nothing else
No
she could
power.
do.
Right. That was a very good point.
But even if she did try to do, she was the head of the kitchen and she did try to pull the starving thing, I have a keen sense that Piper wouldn't react and respond the same way that
No,
she
she
did
wouldn't.
the first time.
Absolutely not.
Especially when they're being bunkmates.
Yeah.
I think that wouldn't be a smart move.
Right. No, I agree with you. There's no way. And because now
It would
Piper
happen
knows
twice.
other people, there's
Right.
other things going on. Like, yeah, it's definitely not the same thing of walking in all naive and anymore.
So they seem to have bonded quickly.
Yeah. I thought that was
She gave her tweezer
cute. Yeah, I thought that was a cute little moment, and I'm talking, and I was like, okay, that's nice.
to take out Spiky.
Yeah.
Oh, that one nasty hair.
Right. And is that like a thing with girls? Like the
I don't have facial hair.
I
bro.
feel like it was like older women. I don't know. I always feel like the older
Yeah,
that
older
happens
women.
after menopause and
Piper's
everything.
not old.
No,
I mean,
but that's
there's
what I'm
some
saying.
women who have
That's-
facial hair who get, like,
Right.
I know quite a few women who have had like a couple of little whiskers they
Right.
gotta pull out.
My
I was-
grandmother used to have me. I used to,
Well, that's what I'm saying. My
she's
grandmother
like-
always had. But
she had this one hair that she used to try to get me to
Well, I
get
think
her.
it's because after menopause, like your hormones change,
Yeah.
the estrogen versus testosterone level changes. So
Right.
I do believe that's why
So I can see that with
older women
red,
get.
but I was surprised. But I think it happens sometimes with younger women
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
But I don't know. Have either of you experienced that
Honey,
ever?
no, you don't see no shit here.
I mean, they've
There's
got
nothing wrong with it.
they've
It's
got
just
treatment
hair.
and stuff for that. They got things that ladies do for
God.
beautification, just things, right?
Right.
Anyway,
I do like
Okay,
that Pipers
so-
with red though.
yeah,
I do like it.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I like that too. So I like how as she's heading back or getting her bunk assignment, how she's picking up
Oh, I
things
love that.
and recognizing things that are
Yeah.
hers.
But more importantly, how she's like taking stuff back
Exactly.
without like give me my
Right.
stuff back. Give me my, this
Right.
is not the same Piper.
No.
She has no fear of being of any
Exactly.
retribution or anybody
Right.
fighting her. Like,
I love
well,
that.
it's mine now. She has no problem being like,
Right.
this is mine. This is
is
mine
mine,
from
this is mine.
everybody. From
That's
the
awesome.
from the black chicks, everybody.
Everybody.
Like, give me my stuff.
Right.
Right.
And she is the
See
lone
my
wolf.
number on
She
this.
is.
Right.
Yeah, she's definitely the lone wolf, and people are treating her like the lone
Yeah.
wolf, and it's like she's not with the blacks or the whites or the Latinas. She is Piper on her own, doing her
Right.
own thing, and nobody's really effing with her. They're kind of like respecting
They
her
do
now.
have the respect now, and she's hardened again. Now
Yeah.
She's come back, and
I can
got the
appreciate this
federal
Piper.
prison.
Like I said, this is the Piper I can kick it with this Piper.
Right.
We can go hang out, have a
Right.
couple brewskis.
So she'll put you in your place
And
too.
of course, when
Right, I
she
bet.
right. And of course, then when she gets to see Big Boo to get her blanket.
Right.
Oh my god, the whole thing
That
too
whole
with Nikki
situation.
was hilarious. So that whole line about Nikki saying to Taboo about some people collect Taco Bell Chihuahuas.
I collect.
Or
That was funny.
Right. I was
that was
like,
such a
wow.
great line. So that whole thing too with Boo with the blanket.
With the blanket, and then pimping out Soso
Yeah.
to Boo. So
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, you want this blanket?" So it's so funny how they like ride a fine line of
Yeah.
things that are like almost like schoolyardish, like
Yeah.
Right.
things that happen in schoolyard is like somewhat serious, but then it turns into like a competition or it turns into something fun but serious at the same time. It's like kind of like these mixed emotions of craziness that just is the way that the clock turns.
But I think it's
Right.
also
While they
with-
pass
with-
time in Litchfield is really crazy.
Right, and turning people out competition.
Right.
I guess it's obvious in a
Hello.
women's prison that probably would be something.
Exactly,
That
and I
women
think, what we were talking about earlier too. It's almost like they don't have other things going on, so all
Right.
these other things are magnified, like the blanket, and all these other things that would never be necessarily a big deal in other
Right.
places. When this is your entire life and you're in here, these small things become much bigger.
do. But go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was going to talk about Soso and how, she's like a combination of a little bit of Morello, a little bit of Piper. I feel like she's, I don't know who else, she's has a little bit of character from, but, she's like taking it so serious, like, oh my God, like she's like, it's the end of her life.
You
and
pimp me out for a blanket?
Right.
Right.
But I think that goes to show just the difference with Piper. Like Piper
That was more
is
of a Piper
really
thing.
a bad person.
Yeah.
Like if Big Boo can say that, if nice sweet little Soso can, like everybody
is
has the
she?
same consensus
But is
about.
she?
But everyone has the same consensus about Piper, which is deep down inside you are
Mm-hmm.
rotten. You're worse than all of. Like we know we're bad. We put that out that we're horrible
Mm-hmm.
people, but you're seriously rotten. I may have done some bad things in my life, but I'm not a rotten person. I think that's what everyone tries to say is like, you're seriously demented. You're really dark. You're really a bad person.
But I think the choice was ultimately Soso's at the end.
Right.
Right.
She could do, talk to her, persuade her or whatever, but it's her choice at the
But
end
at
of
the
the
same
day.
time, she didn't know it was happening though. She didn't know what was happening to her. She didn't know she was getting pimped out for a blanket. Until, of
Well,
course, the timing
it was
was
so obvious, I know.
I mean, regardless of what the prop was, it was still like her choice. She was conscious of what Piper was telling her.
Yeah, she was.
Right.
So, she comes in, talking about camp, and this is like, oh my God, we're gonna be bunkmates and this and that. So she, to me, came in already with the mindset that she knew what goes on.
Well,
based on how she was talking about it.
I feel like
well,
she
remember how Piper came in, and Piper had said something like she had read a book on something about prison life.
Aren't you
So-so
not
is
supposed
almost
to ask me?
You're right, exactly. Like So-so's almost like that. Like she has these stereotypes.
She has these ideas.
Ideas exactly about what prison life is, and she kind of like lives on that, and she is operating based on just whatever she thinks how things operate in prison.
Right.
But which is really funny how she ends up hooking up with Nikki, and you would think that she would finally shut up
Oh my god.
while someone's going down on her and she's having sex and she's talking just as much or more. I'm like, OMG.
Wasn't people
like,
ever known somebody that does that still talks throughout the whole, there are people that do that.
Okay.
Especially a talker.
You can be a
That's
talker.
totally
Wait.
crazy.
If you're gonna be a talker, at least be talking about the sex that you're having. Like give instruction or do something that's pertaining to what's happening right now. Don't be talking about stuff that doesn't have nothing to do with this. It's like she was having a conversation with somebody that wasn't even there about something that.
Basically, it was,
And she admits to doing it, once in college with.
she made out with a girl. Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, it's like-
you're not living in the moment, so.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
maybe
it was
that's-
great how Nikki shut her up though. Because that's exactly what I would have done. I would have been like,
Nikki's
yes.
a pro.
Nikki,
She's a pro.
Right.
She's an expert.
She's like, I'm done pleasing.
Yeah.
Right.
Shut
Now
up.
she has a boo.
Yeah.
Now she's got her own
Yeah.
little. She has another notch on her belt.
Yeah.
Sorry, big boo.
I love that, her little sex book.
Right.
that was really funny. Because they're just like guys.
Right.
Guys do that. Guys are like totally like, another notch on the belt
Right.
type of thing. She had her notes and all that. Like,
Right.
that was really funny. Okay, so let's talk about Red. Red tries to make up with. We need to get the Burn girl's name. We're supposed to do it last.
Which one?
The one that she burned by accident last season.
I know, we're supposed to get that.
She tries to make up with her and the mute one are not having it.
Right.
They're not trying
She
to.
hit the table, honey.
Yeah.
In
So-
mute fashion.
So they're obviously not going to make it that easy for her to
Right.
to redeem herself and to come to grips with what she's done and the harm that she's caused, blah, blah, blah. So she's forced to go sit with the elderly ladies.
The golden
Golden
the
girls.
Golden Girls. And
But she doesn't fit in with them at all, even though she's
No.
like the same age. She
No,
doesn't
it was
fit
funny, the crochet circle.
in. Right. She's just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, but remember, like I was saying, if someone's been in jail that long and they're that
Yeah.
old, they're probably or might be a little bit
Right.
edgier than some of the younger ones that are in there. So I think something's gonna happen with that. We'll see.
Right.
Well, she's building a new hobby.
She has a new hobby.
Gardening.
She's gonna be gardening, and she's up to something again.
Of course.
She sees
'cause
that
Well, she
sewer.
needs
Good old
to.
fashion.
I think she needs to beat V before I
Right.
think she's
She-
like trying to do
Yeah,
something.
because I love how she
establish
lifts up
V
those
for-
boards there in the greenhouse.
She knows
and-
something's about to go down with V. She knows how V
Yeah.
operates, and so she's like, "Okay, I gotta
She needs to get in on the
I need a
end.
plan. I got to do something to hurry up."
Yeah, I love
Get
that
power
whole
back.
scene though with Caputo when she first goes in to complain. He's like, "Get a hobby," you know.
Right.
But
And
what
then
I'm
gardening
saying-
does extend your life by 3
yeah,
years.
by
or something
3
like that.
years.
But what I want to know is between V and Poussey,
Yeah.
what is that is causing V not to like her? I feel
You
like
didn't
is
know?
it
You didn't get it? Because
of
'cause she's-
Tasty?
No, because here's the thing. V is like, she's got a master plan.
Yeah,
She's
she does.
trying to build herself up to the top. You can't do that by yourself in prison.
Yeah, you've got
so
to
she needs
split,
an army.
You need
But-
split people that are
Right, and so here's the thing with Poussey, she you see how she does all the black girls. She went with Black Cindy to see like, okay, let me see if Black Cindy is down. Let me see if Crazy Eyes is down. Like she's testing people. So she tested Poussey because she asked her about the hooch.
Right.
She was like, let's come up with a way to charge people
Yeah,
for
'cause
this
she's like, I
hooch.
got a great recipe,
Right,
and
because
I'll
if you
help you.
have something that people want, then they're going to listen to you. Then you can barter, and that's valuable in prison. Poussey is like, nah, I just do this for free. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, and
it's for
keeps
fun,
it moving.
and-
She said that's not my thing.
Right. And so V is like, okay, for real?
So she's out of my.
Yeah, I need
I
to
gotta
show
split 'em
you.
up.
I need to show you who's boss around here and why what I say goes. And so I thought that was really smart because, of course, now she knows how to work.
And she
Tasty.
also
She does.
needs Tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She also
she
needs
needs
Tasty
Tasty
by
on
her
her
side. And she also sees the kind of relationship that her and Tasty have as
Right,
well.
and that-
So that could be a hurdle for her,
Right.
which she has to get Poussey to come into the fold.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
if she doesn't
Or
come
she's
into
gotta
the
break
fold,
them apart.
she has to kick her to the curb
Exactly.
and make sure that she's separate.
And
Right.
she's
from them.
out of the in group now that
Right.
is building. Exactly. Yep.
Because you see at the movies, when they went to the movies, how She didn't
save the seat.
She didn't save the
You
seat.
always save me a seat.
Yeah.
She was like, well, you always like, exactly.
And then V's are like, well, you should be there on time.
Yeah.
Like, so like,
Like, sorry.
I was like, woo.
We see who runs this
Yeah.
now. Of
I
course.
was like, wow.
And Poussey is taking everything to heart because she has feelings for
course.
Tasty. Of course,
Right.
Tasty's
Yeah.
like, well, you know how people are. Like, everybody just sat down. Like, what are you?
Yeah.
Not a big deal. Now
Well, I
V's in
think
this situation.
she was
so.
forced to say that, but I don't think that's how she actually felt.
Tasty?
She just- yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think she didn't really think
Poussey's
about
her
it.
friend. Poussey is really her friend. This is her
She's-
homegirl. She
it
loves
is.
her.
She
because,
does love her in that.
But
yeah.
I do think there is some truth to what V says, which is she's just your friend in here.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of good friends they'll be on the outside because it's a different dynamic. But of course, you know, when she says that to Tasty, who V knows Tasty, you know, she knows Tasty.
And
so
she knows how to work her
exactly.
though, too.
So
that's
she
how
knows what
how
to say to her to make her say, you know what, you don't want people outside calling you a dyke or whatever they're calling. Like, you don't want that. You don't want that.
She's like, you don't want to be
reputation.
gay for the stay.
Yeah,
Which
right. You don't care for
she's
the
like, do
stay.
you?
It's
Right.
not the way to go. That's not how we roll. And blah,
Right.
blah, 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 blah. She gave her this whole little speech. She says, no, I'm not like that. And she says, no, I know you're not like that. But really the speech she was giving her was, she's like that. So you need to separate yourself from
Guilty
that.
by association.
Not that you are,
Right.
but you need to. So basically, by separating yourself with Poussey, you need to come over here and be with me. That's what she was
Right.
basically
Right.
saying / inferring.
Yep.
So we'll see how that goes. We see there's obviously going to be either Poussey's going to come into the fold or there's going to be some tension that happens
there's
over her
gonna
and
be
V.
tension. I think that she's gonna
I think
be
it's going to
pushed out.
backfire on V.
It
You know,
is.
because
I think eventually, but at first, I think Poussey is going to be out kind of in the cold from the group. And
Right.
yeah.
Poussey or V?
Poussey at first.
Poussey.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, she's going to be kind of out. And then I
Right.
think she's going to figure out a way to.
She's gonna join with Red probably.
Yeah, she's going to show. I think she's going to show V, you know. She's
Right.
going to eventually, a side of her, of Poussey that we haven't seen yet.
Okay, that would be
Yeah.
very interesting. And you guys can comment
do.
online and let us know what you guys think about how that situation is going to matriculate. If you haven't already seen it, you've already seen it, then you can give us your insights and analyze the whole scenario yourself. But one thing that we're going to discuss before we break out of here very quickly is this whole weird dynamic that's going on between Larry and Polly right now.
I know.
I knew. That's all I want to say.
know.
I just
So-
felt it coming and brewing.
Yeah.
They're gonna do it.
Yeah.
They're going to do it. They're
It's
getting
weird.
too close.
They are. Weird.
She popped her boobies out.
But she
they're
didn't do it in a
just too
sexual
close.
way.
It doesn't
No, that
matter.
wasn't sexual.
There's
But
a
that's
level
like
of
your
comfort,
best
is what I'm saying.
friend's
There's a comfort,
fiancé.
right? There's a level of comfort with him that she has, which is not very good when you're a married woman to have with a man who is not your husband, who is your friend. Like, there's just, it's a little
But-
too close.
but the
I'm
thing-
not popping my boobies out
I'm
for
kind
my
of like
friends
double-sided. I'm double-sided
No?
about that because I feel
friends,
No, I was
fiance.
I feel like she was doing it because she doesn't really see him as a man.
Well,
you
I
know,
was
kind
gonna
of
say-
like that takes charge. You know, so she sees him as
Right.
kind of like more of like a girlfriend type of deal. But then again, you know, he is your best friend.
Right.
Well, I
That's what I'm
take
saying.
two sides of it too because I think it's kind of naturally happened because her husband's off on his
Right.
vision quest to Alaska and she's left alone, and so I think she's starting to feel resentment that, and we saw that in this episode.
Yeah, but who
that-
does that? Who takes off and you just have a newborn
Exactly.
baby?
Well, that's what I'm
like,
saying. So
are you
that's why-
serious?
That's
What a
why she's-
retard.
That's
Yeah.
what she feels, and she's feeling the resentment, and it's building up. In this episode, we see that because she's talking about it. And here's Larry, who's also going through the whole situation with Piper, and so they have this commonality here of the best friend, and to me, it's just very natural. They're spending a lot of time
what's
together,
gonna happen, yeah.
and they're gonna be close.
Totally
And
unacceptable. I don't.
I'm not saying it's acceptable.
I
or
know
not,
you're not,
or
Scott.
But I'm saying
I'm just
I
not.
see why
I see where
it
it's going.
happens. I see why it's happening.
Right.
And it's,
Well, he's kind of like, you know, the girl he went on a date with who was expecting him to be a stay-home
Yeah.
dad and
Yeah.
not have any ambition,
Yeah.
even though he was not attracted to her for saying that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, that's what Holly sees in him as well. Like someone that changes a diaper, someone, you know, is there for comfort and
That's
so
who he is.
forth. So
Right.
But that's what I'm saying.
he's
It's comfortable.
living that image.
It's comfortable for both of them right now, and I don't.
Yeah.
Again, I don't agree
They're
with
gonna
her
do
husband
it.
going off on this vision quest or whatever, in Alaska, and leaving her and the newborn. That's just wrong too.
So we'll call that comfort booty.
Yes. Yes.
That being said, do we have any
Yes.
news and gossip for this week?
Nope.
Nope.
No news and gossip for this week. Okay, so until next time, AfterBuzzers, where can we find you guys?
As always, you can hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Meg Scoop, like scoop of ice cream.
And you can find me on Twitter, sman80, sman80.
And you guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at RealMK.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Club Thaddeus, gqjedi.com. You can find me here Mondays for Star's original series, Power. Thank you, Megan. Power, starring Amari Hardwick, executive produced by 50 Cent. And you can also find us here on Thursdays covering the same show. We're going to do double whammy.
Yeah, 9.
Thursday at 9
Pacific.
and 10 of this week.
10 Pacific.
Yeah, 10
Yeah,
Pacific.
10 Pacific
9 and 10
time.
Pacific, and
So,
here on Sundays.
Until next time, AfterBuzzers. Peace out.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Bye. See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.